Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're talking about CVs. This video is for a person who wants jobs in Europe, the UK, America, or Canada. Doctors and engineers know how to write CVs. They can find jobs easily. But it's hard for skilled people like plumbers, electricians, auto mechanics, welders, metal sheet fabricators, beauticians, and chefs. They have skills, but don't know how to write a good CV. Sometimes they put the wrong information on their CVs. They miss out on adding what the job needs, especially about their skills. So, how do you make a good CV? What are the important things to include? What do employers want to see in your CV? We'll talk about all this in today's video. Before we start, I want to share something important. Many people have a question when they see a job ad. They often ask for more details about the job, but sometimes all the information is already there. What skills are needed, what the job requires, and how to apply. Asking questions that are already answered doesn't look good. People want information, but are scared to send their CVs. They think, why should I give my personal information? But remember, you don't need to put personal details on your CV. Just general information is enough. If you don't send your CV, how will the employer know about your skills? Let me explain a CV in simple words. A CV is like a first handshake with your future boss. It tells your professional story. Let's talk about how to write a CV. A good CV should be just 2 pages. Think of using both sides of an A4 paper. That's enough. First, let's see what you should put on your CV. Start with your name, the city you live in, and your country. For example, Mr. Mohammed Akram, Faisalabad, Pakistan. After your name, add your phone number and email address. This is the first part of your CV. Now let's talk about what not to include. You don't need to write your full home address. Employers will call or email you, so just phone and email contacts are enough. You also don't need to put your date of birth. You can mention your age if it's important for the job, but no need for your full birth date. Don't write about your religion, whether you're married or your father's name. Also, don't add a picture to your CV unless the job is for acting or modeling. Remember, your full address, birth date, marital status, father's name, and picture are private. They shouldn't be on your CV. Many people, especially women, worry about sharing too much personal information. So, just include general information on your CV. Next, if you're a creative worker, add a link to your social media like Facebook or Instagram. This is very important. If you have skills, show them on your social media with pictures. This helps employers see what you can do. If you don't have a social media profile, think about making one. Let's move to the next part. After your email, add a link to your social media page. This is very important, especially if you're a creative worker. Include links to your Facebook or Instagram. If you're skilled, you should have a social media profile with pictures showing what you can do. This really helps when you're applying for a job. If you don't have a social media profile, think about creating one. Now let's talk about the second part of your CV, the professional summary. Here, write about your expertise, your skills, and the work you've done. For example, if you're an auto mechanic, you might write, I can diagnose problems in diesel and petrol engines. I can rebuild engines, do head skimming, and I work safely with high quality. Keep your professional summary to about 4 to 5 lines. Next is the work experience section, which is very important. After seeing your name, employers look straight at your work experience. If you're self-employed, working for yourself, or in your father's workshop or factory, or if you're working for a company, the way to write this is the same. Write where you've worked, the name of your own company or your employer's business, the location, and the dates. When you started and ended, or write continue if you're still working there. Dates are important. They show how up-to-date you are with your skills. Write about your most recent job first, what you did, and your duties and skills. Then, write about your previous jobs in the same way. On the screen, you can see a generic example of CV of auto mechanic. How an auto mechanic can write CV, however, you can set your CV according to your field and skills. However, the pattern is the same. The next section is your qualification. Even you have one simple degree you need to write. For example, you have completed intermediate or simple graduation, just write it with name of college or university, name of degree or certificate, and dates. So the highest qualification writes first, then previous degrees. This way education section is complete. Now time to write about skills. Even you already have wrote skills in experience section, but sometime a person can have more skill. Those are not covered in work experience. For example, if you are working as an auto mechanic and you have part-time business which is a bit different, or you may know social media, use of internet, etc., write it down. After skills, you need to complete award or certificates. This is something if you have done some volunteer work or if you have achieved award. In example of auto mechanic, let's assume he'd been away or holidays, he has helped to fix army vehicle or police vehicle, or may have helped ambulance and may have got award, so need to write in this section. After this, need to write language, especially if you are applying for job from Pakistan to overseas. This is very important. You need to write that your ability to know the language of that country. If you are applying to work in UK, then write about English, that at what level of English you are, for example, basic, intermediate, or fluent. If applied job in Germany, then write about Gurnam language. The last section on CV is references. No need to write references at this stage. Enough to write references available upon request. Because if your CV is selected, then the employer can ask for reference separately at time of interview. So the people who are employee in a company, they will give the employer reference, and or self-employed, they have delivered work to someone. In case of self-employed metal fabricator, he may have delivered work to construction company, so he will give the reference of this company. Basically, employer want to verify that you are hardworking and deliver work on time. There is generic example of CV you can see on your screen. However, you have to set your skill and education, but the pattern will be same. To submit CV, there is another piece is required which called covering letter. In covering letter, you will write your name and I have seen the job advertisement, applying for that job and have the relevant skill. My CV is attached. If need more information, I can be contacted by email or by phone. The point is, if you don't send CV, then employer have no magic to find that you have relevant skill required for the job or you are the right candidate. I hope I may be able to solve some of your concern, like many of you were not submitting CV just because of concern that we may lose personal information. So CV should not have personal information, only general information is required. You can download 4 CV templates, link in the video description, download and set according to your field, education and skills. Now you can at least make CV how you will find the jobs in European market. I will explain in my next video, so you have to subscribe to my channel. See you in next video. Thanks for watching.